We are Miami Springs.
To Director Coutier. Director.
Thanks, Greg. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. So, on behalf of the entire airport family and my family, I want to thank you for joining us. We're always very proud to showcase our local community and its history, especially in front of the global audience that comes here through MIA. So we're extremely excited about this event today. Today we have the honor of celebrating not one, but two, but three cities that were founded by the legendary aviation legend Glenn Curtiss, and that's the city of Hialeah, city of Miami Springs, and the city of Opa-Locka, all represented here today. So it's extremely exciting for us to not only celebrate Glenn Curtiss, who was an aviation legend and pioneer, but also those three cities that he founded. So extremely exciting. These murals that you see behind me, which are gorgeous, by the way, and they were done in partnership with the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, will be on display here by door 11 and 12 until April 1st, and then we're going to have another Glenn Curtiss exhibit, which is going to go on display over at Concourse J in South Terminal, and that will continue until August. So we're going to continue to celebrate Mr. Curtiss and his history and the history of his history with the airport and with Miami-Dade County until later this year, so extremely good. On that note, I want to say a special word of thank you. We see all the elected officials that are here to celebrate with us today. I want to acknowledge all of you, all the county and city elected officials that are here with us. Specifically, I want to shout out and recognize our mayor, Daniela Levine Capa, for being here today. She's our biggest supporter here at the airport, and I know she's a big supporter of all things aviation, so thank you, Mayor, for being here with us. My boss, Chief Operating Officer Jimmy Morales, for being here. Thank you so much for all your support as well. County Commissioners J.C. Bermudez, Keon Hardiman, Natalie Milian-Orbis, our District Commissioner, also representatives of our Airport Committee Chair, Danielle Cohen-Higgins, and also Keone McGee. So thank you all for joining us so much. And also I want to recognize the Mayor and City Council members from all the three cities that we're recognizing today, Hialeah, Miami Springs, and Opa-Locka, and also representatives of State Rep Ashley Grant and Senator Ana Maria Rodriguez that are joining us also today. And a special recognition to David Whitaker and Rolly Aedo of the GMCVB for their partnership in putting this together, and also for the display we're going to do in Concourse J. Thank you so much for that, and for all the beautification work that you're helping us with here in baggage claim. It's very much appreciated. And I want a special shout out to George Santin, who was the driving force behind this, George. And when you came to me last year and you said you wanted to do it, I said, let's go. It's a great thing. It's an aviation pioneer, and thank you so much for being the driving force behind it. So really, really appreciate it. So with that, it is now my pleasure to introduce our mayor, Daniela Levine Capa.
Thank you, Jim. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to your MIA. I came upon this exhibit just a few days ago. It was kind of a sneak preview, and I was just in awe. It is so beautiful, it's so iconic, it so reflects our wonderful, diverse, culturally, historically community. And by the way, from here I'm going to our committee of the 250th anniversary of our country that we are convening. So it's all history all day long here in Miami-Dade County. So this is very beautiful, as was said, but it also showcases how special and unique we are as a community. Our county has 34 cities, these three cities founded by the same person, and now 100 years we're celebrating. So it's a great honor to be here with the mayors of these three great cities, and to especially salute them for their contributions to our beautiful paradise of Miami-Dade County. And it's all part of not just modernization in action, because we know we have to fix things. The airport is not new. We want everything old to look new, but it's also part of our overall beautification effort. And I want to say shout out to the Convention and Visitors Bureau. I just learned that it's our membership in the Convention and Visitors Bureau that brings us this extraordinary partnership where they actually do these installations. And if you want to wander down, you can see a kind of showcase of the new wall coverings that are going to be soon decorating the entire baggage claim area. Something really special, unique, photos of all over Miami-Dade County, all of our special sites. So this is just part of an overall beautification effort, but in this case, historical as well. So we have three different expressions of Glenn Curtiss's vision. Hialeah, the city of progress, has grown into a dynamic center of industry and culture, largely shaped by its immigrant community. And we have our brand new mayor from Hialeah, Brian Calvo, with us, yes. Opa-Locka, of course, is well known for the Moorish revival style and Arabian Nights identity. It made it one of the most distinctively planned cities in the nation, and also working on its own renaissance. So congratulations to Opa-Locka. And our mayor had come out from behind the column. Okay, and of course Miami Springs, which is adjacent to the airport, is really the home of the airport in so many ways, and has emerged as a carefully designed residential oasis known for its Pueblo revival architecture and small town charm. So congratulations to also our relatively new mayor here. So it's a great treat to be with all of them. And we have also our commissioners who play a part in this critical area. So I'm so happy that we're here with Commissioner Orbis Millan and Commissioner Bermudez, and of course our COO as well, Jimmy Morales, who oversees all of our transportation in Miami-Dade County, our airport, our seaport, and our transit system. So this is part of not only our history, but it's part of our airport's rebirth. So it's just a very special moment for all of us to be together to celebrate something beautiful that we can cherish and be reminded of whenever we pass through these doors, and for our visitors to understand just how special historically and culturally we truly are. So thank you very much, everyone who's made it possible. And on to the next. Commissioner, very good.
We'll now hear from Commissioner Millan Orbis and Commissioner Juan Bermudez. J.C. Bermudez, sorry.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm Commissioner Natalie Millan Orbis, and I am extremely proud to represent District 6, the home of Miami International Airport, and also the cities of Miami Springs and Hialeah. I want to extend my congratulations to our neighboring cities of Miami Springs and Opa-Locka as they celebrate their centennial milestones this year, and of course, Hialeah that celebrated a magnificent centennial last year as well. It is especially meaningful to stand here at MIA, a global gateway located in the heart of my district, to honor Glenn Curtis, a pioneer whose bold vision helped to shape the very foundation of our community. And I wanted to take a moment to highlight our, Mayor Fajet, Mayor Calvo, and of course our Councilman George Santin, whose vision brought these murals to life. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Glenn Curtis didn't just build an aircraft, he built opportunity. His leadership helped to establish Miami Springs, Hialeah, and Opa-Locka, communities that stand today as lasting proof that vision, courage, and innovation can transform an entire region. In just 2 years, we will also celebrate the 100th anniversary of Miami International Airport, another powerful reminder of how far we have come and how visionary leadership can leave a lasting impact for generations. Hialeah, Miami Springs, and Opa-Locka are each vibrant and dynamic cities with rich histories, strong identities, and proud residents who continue to carry that legacy forward. Today, Miami International Airport stands as the leading economic engine for our county, as one of the busiest gateways in the world, generating $41 billion in business revenues and supporting more than 300,000 jobs for our residents and our community. That extraordinary growth is directly tied to the vision of Glenn Curtis, a vision that recognized aviation as more than just transportation, but as a force that connects people and creates opportunities and ultimately builds communities. So this mural is more than just a tribute to the past. It is a symbol of what is possible when our leaders dare to think bolder and invest in the future. I am so blessed to represent this community. I'm very proud to honor the legacy, and I'm confident that the future of Miami-Dade County will continue to be defined by a bold vision, strong leadership, and limitless opportunities. Congratulations to the 3 cities, Hialeah, Miami Springs, and Opa-Locka, and I look forward to the millions of visitors who will pass through MIA and learn more about our community's history, about Glenn Curtis's impact through his beautiful and meaningful tribute. Thank you so much to everybody who joined us here this morning.
Okay, now in alphabetical order, Hialeah Mayor Brian Calvo. Brian. I'm sorry, JC. I forgot you. Sorry.
I'm willing to give it up to Brian because he's a brand new mayor. So. And I grew up in Hialeah, so I'm a little bit biased. And thank the three mayors for being here. I'll be very brief. First of all, George, thank you very much, and Mayor Fahed, obviously Miami Springs. The only thing, people that know me know, I love history, and I also love the history of Miami-Dade County. And I can tell you that Glenn Curtis, besides bringing what is an important industry, and people don't remember that many national airlines were founded here in Miami. I'm not going to go through a history lesson, but he began in the growth of Hialeah, Miami Springs, and then he helped found Opa-Locka, which is a little bit further, but they used to host the Blimp when I was in high school. That was a long time ago. If you remember the Goodyear Blimp, I would go to Pace and I would see them, Mayor Taylor, so it would be all the... But this industry is very important. My district, District 12, and I'm very honored to be here with the three of them and the mayor, and also with the director, and most importantly with Commissioner Orbis, who does a great job representing this district. But District 12 has so many jobs for Miami-Dade County residents that are connected to the airport that I think it's important that we recognize the history of why this airport is here, the people who made it possible, the people who made the industry possible. So George, thank you for remembering history always. I know you, like I, are a fan of the history not only of Miami Springs, but all of South Florida and this nation. And let us not forget that this airport, because Ralph reminds us all the time, and he's right, this airport, and the mayor does too, is a key cog in the economic engine for Miami-Dade County and the state of Florida. So I think it's 14% or 15. I always forget. But God bless. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to be here. And congratulations to the new mayor of the city where I grew up.
JC, were you on the founding committee back in 1925 with Glenn?
No, but Raul Martinez was.
Oh, he was. That makes sense. Well, first of all, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Madam Mayor, for your leadership. We were traveling through the airport a few weeks back, and it's amazing to see how much this airport has really changed in your administration in the last 4 years. It's really gotten better.
Everyone heard that?
And beautiful now that we can focus on kind of this next phase, which is the beautification of these spaces. And thank you so much for choosing Hialeah. Thank you, George, Ralph, for having us first and foremost. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Hialeah actually was the first city in the entire nation to have an airport. So Glenn Curtis founded the original airport in the country was in Hialeah. Obviously doesn't exist today, but he was kind of, you hear these old names, you're like, who were these people? This guy would probably have been a rock star nowadays. He was racing, he had the world record for land racing back in his day, 180 miles an hour, if you can believe that, back in the 20s. And, really an aviation pioneer, certainly. He also founded the first seaplanes. So the first seaplanes, Glenn Curtis. As a pilot myself in my professional life, I think there's a lot of similarities there. And certainly, as a representative of the city, what we're talking about right now is Hialeah as a destination, not only regionally, but also internationally. We have so many events coming to South Florida this year, and we really want to be on the forefront of a lot of these activities, certainly with FIFA and certainly with G20 and some of the other events as well. So again, thank you so much for selecting us, for showcasing us. Hopefully this means we get some sort of additional revenue now, some tax you can send our way.
No, it has to stay here.
It stays here. It stays here. Okay. Well, maybe we'll get an airport. Phase two. Phase two.
Try to create your own county like Ralph.
That's right. So thank you so much again. Thank you all. And again, the City of Progress is alive. It's well. And we invite you all to come check us out, the new Hialeah the next 100 years. Thank you.
Okay, good morning. So, I'm Mayor Walter Fahed from the city of Miami Springs. So I want to thank Miami-Dade County. I want to thank Miami International Airport. I really want to thank my friend and councilman George Santine. Again, between George and the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, they were the driving force behind these murals. But I did want to tell a little story. So in 1927, a group of people that included E.G. Sewell, the three-time mayor of Miami, and Reginald Waters, and Eddie Rickenbacker, and one Glenn Curtis, created an organization called the Greater Miami Airports Association. That was in 1927, and they were like the Chamber of Commerce for aviation in this burgeoning community of ours. And they lobbied the federal government, they lobbied local municipalities, because they had a vision that they wanted this to be an aviation hub. Miami couldn't become Miami if we didn't have the kind of aviation hub that we would need to promote economic growth. They wanted us to be the gateway to the Americas. So in 1928, they set out to try to get Pan Am. So Pan Am started as a little company that was doing flights to Havana, and they got really popular, right? But then they needed more infrastructure. The new 3-engine planes were coming. The Key West, they were outgrowing Key West. They were down in Key West, they would just fly to Havana. So they were looking, and they had one thing that was really special. They had a special contract with the federal government that they were basically the monopoly, the sole provider of international airmail. So everybody wanted, particularly in the state of Florida, wanted to get the headquarters of Pan Am. Tampa wanted them. Jacksonville wanted them. They were more established seaports. They also had more infrastructure, particularly Jacksonville, a lot of the railway. If you were going to be basically, people knew whatever city ended up getting Pan Am as their headquarters, they knew that the federal government now strategically and financially was going to be invested in the aviation industry in that city. And so Glenn Curtis and the Greater Miami Airports Association, they lobbied to get Pan Am here. And Glenn Curtis, who had just established 2 years prior the city of Hialeah, and had established Country Clubs Estates right here off of 36th Street, which ended up becoming Miami Springs. He donated a tract of land right in the corner of Lejeune and 36th Street, which is now inside of Miami International Airport. He sold that land to Pan Am, and we say sold. Everybody knew that it was a subsidy deal because it was pennies on the dollar. Okay, and Glenn Curtis gave that land because he didn't want to maximize immediate profits. He wanted to promote growth. So Pan Am Airfield was created right there in the corner of what is now that northeast tip of Miami International Airport. And immediately it became like the country's first modern passenger terminal with all kinds of like innovative things that we have now, because they had, it wasn't, if Glenn Curtis had given that to a startup aviation company, it wouldn't have worked. The fact that they had that federal backing is what created Pan Am Airfield here. And then when they moved their passenger headquarters over to Dinner Key, they still had maintenance here, but they started leasing out to other airlines their airfield here. And then when the war started, the military created the Miami Army Airfield. So now you had 2 airfields right next to each other. And within 18 years, that land was sold, but basically donated to Pan Am strategically by Glenn Curtis, right? And that happened in 1928. Just 18 years later, the Dade Port Authority, which would eventually become the Aviation Department, paid $2.5 million to Pan Am to get that property, and that was the beginning of what is now this, 100 years later. Who could have imagined it? You know who could have imagined it? Glenn Curtis and E.G. Sewell and Reginald Waters and Eddie Rickenbacker. So we, as the mayors of the 3 municipalities and also as the leadership of the county and the leadership of Miami International Airport, we carry on that legacy, and we have to commit ourselves to leading with the same boldness and innovative spirit of our forefathers who helped get us here. So thank you very much, everyone.
And you have the Historical Society here,
Sure. So Mayor Cava said I should recognize the Miami Springs Historical Society. We have Ken Wild, who is here representing us. He is our city historian. So again, this is great. We are rooted in our past, but always remembering that the visionary leadership that got us here is what's going to carry us forward. So thank you again.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am Mayor John Taylor from the great city of Opa-Locka, and I'm joined by my colleagues, Commissioner Luis B. Santiago, Commissioner Dr. Shirlene Bass, Commissioner Natasha Irving, and Vice Mayor Joseph Kelly in his absence.
Opa-Locka is in the house.
Opa-Locka is in the house. Today isn't just about unveiling a mural. It's about remembering where we came from. Opa-Locka Hialeah, Miami Springs. And I'm sorry, Miami Springs, y'all didn't make the jingle. Opa-Locka, Hialeah is the place to go. But we'll do another, we'll add y'all in there. But before we were separate cities, we were one shared story, a story shaped in part by aviation pioneer Glenn Curtis, whose vision helped put this region on the map and sparked the growth that connected all of our communities. This mural reminds us of shared beginnings. It honors the early residents, the immigrants, the families, the people who helped believe in building a community for all. And the truth is, Opa-Locka, Hialeah, and Miami Springs, we are still building. Our residents cross city lines every day for work, for school, for family. Our economies are connected. Our future is connected. Our borders are just simply on a map, but our community is shared. So I want to thank Mayor Carver. I want to thank the airport, the curators, the artists who helped bring this vision to life, and for honoring the city of Opa-Locka and our history. So we want to thank you all for that. We are not just reflecting on history today. We are shaping what comes next. 100 years ago, people came here looking for opportunity. And today, we make sure opportunity lives right here in Miami-Dade County. So thank you to everyone that did this. We truly appreciate it.